does not look thrilled. He's going to keep. We're underway here. Game number 3. It's a mountain. It's a lava spike. We're going upstairs.
Ooh, looks like someone purchased some Fire and Lightning pre-con decks. I know those foils.
The old foil lava spike. Though to note, I think what's important here is that no Goblin Guide or Monastery Swift Spear.
Depends. Well, it depends on some point on the matchup too. Against most Delver decks, I just don't like the creatures in general. So Jeremy might have just cut all that stuff outright. That's a possibility.
It's possible.
Because he has Relics in his sideboards, he has Vexing Sushers, he has a couple of Smash the Smithereens, a couple of Searing Bloods, and Staring Bridge does randomly lock Jeskai Delver sometimes. They can't beat it some percentage of games. I'm not sure if Jeremy necessarily brought it in, but...
Swift Spear. In for 1. Here's a big question. Is there another land? Oh, no. Gonna check with Delver now. Take a look. It's a miss. Take that draw, though. Burkhart down to 15. Looks like he picked up a copy of an island.
And he has an island and a plains in this
Surprising.
deck. It's tough to fit that in. It does help a lot in some matchups to have access to it, but it's a big cost. Although against Burke, because of 4x price of progress, Corey will not mind having an island and a plains to access. Why does he not have a mountain? Most of the time, these basic lands are about fighting Blood Moon, and if Blood Moon resolves, you don't need a mountain.
Lightning Bolt. Gonna take care of the Swift Spear. In for 1 comes the Delver. Burke's going down to 19. Burke will draw. Can he find a second land? The answer is yes. Wooded Foothills will be sacrificed. No Stifle here from Burkhart. So Burke goes down to 18 to search up a mountain. There it is. The same foil mountain.
I think this is I think this is just the Fire and Lightning pre-con deck.
I do enjoy that you're very familiar with those cards.
Well, it's many players' entryway into Legacy. Honestly, is buying this deck or buying several copies of this deck. And I've signed a lot of these Lava Spikes and Mountains over the years because this is how a lot of people who are playing on a budget get involved in Legacy.
It is a Vexing Shusher. That cannot be countered. No counter spells allowed here. See Burkhart's hand. He does have a Meddling Mage, a Brainstorm, a Source of Plowshares, and a Grim Lava Mancer. Going to fire up the Brainstorm here at the end of turn to make sure that Delver does flip a Stoneforge Mystic, a Scalding Tarn, and another Stoneforge Mystic added to the grip. We'll see what he puts back here in just a second.
Yeah, I like the way that Corey's going to set this. He's going to put the Source of Plowshares down. He's going to shuffle away the redundant Stoneforge Mystic with his fetch land, go get a Tundra, be able to resolve something like Grim Lava Mancer plus Stoneforge Mystic this turn, which will be really good for him.
Burkhart will untap, trigger. There's the swords. Delver is flipping into a 3/2 flyer now. Swords will be the draw. Tarn incoming in a moment. There that is. Burkhart going to go down to 14. You predicted Tundra, so do I. There that is.
Though something to take note of here, Corey with no counter spells in hand, so even if he kills the Shusher, he is exposed to just Jeremy heaving burn spells at him. Doesn't have a lot of play against it right now.
Light him up. Let's see what Corey wants to do here. Does have a copy of Meddling Mage as well. Could consider casting that if he's scared of a particular card.
Well, yeah, he can play Meddling Mage and Grim Lava Mancer, but the Meddling Mage doesn't protect the Stoneforge Mystic that well because Jeremy has a lot of spells that can go ahead and kill a Stoneforge Mystic. It's not like you just get to name Lightning Bolt, you know?
There's Lava Mancer just passing the turn back. And Burke very quickly going to play and sacrifice an Arid Mesa. That was his draw for the turn. So here comes another mountain. We'll see if Jeremy wants to play this ring. You see the life totals here, 15 to 14. It's a pure race. A little surprised maybe to not see a Stoneforge Mystic join the party last turn.
I guess Corey wants to cast Source of Plowshares. I feel like Corey needs to cast the Stoneforge there. Because he has no counter spells, he has no protection. So I understand, you know, you want to preserve your life total and play Stoneforge Mystic, but a following turn, but it's just, I just don't know if he has that kind of time.
Chain Lightning's going upstairs. Well, it looks like it's actually going after the Delver.
Well, this is a big win for Corey because he has Stoneforge Mystic, because he has a game win all by itself.
Now there's another Shusher. You a fan of Shusher in this matchup?
I am not.
Swords of Plowshare is going to take care of the initial Shusher.
Most of their counter spells are soft counters, so you can, instead of playing Shusher and leaving mana open, you can just leave a mana open for days instead. Do something else with your time. So the way that turn worked out was much better for Corey than if he had played the Stoneforge Mystic, because now he gets a Lavamancer away, the Shusher.
Yeah, it ends up going great.
This is a great turn for him.
Going to play Stoneforge Mystic, go searching. We'll see which equipment he wants to go grab. He will go with Batterskull.
I didn't really like Jeremy last turn using the removal spell on the Insight Dial Apparition. You just got to live with him hitting you for 3 a turn. Your deck's much more equipped to win that sort of race. But now we're getting to this stage of the game where Corey has better draw steps and the real power in the matchup, which is Batterskull.
Looks like we are going to have a question here for the judge. His Batterskull is in a different language. Perhaps he has a question on what it does. Of course, we know that it is a 4/4. So we'll see.
In this matchup, I'm not a big fan of any of the creatures. I think Eidolon's okay. And you can leave in things like Goblin Guide and Monastery Swiftspear if you don't have that much stuff to sideboard in. But I would definitely not be bringing in things like Vexing Shusher.
Searing Blood, a very awkward draw. Excuse me, Searing Blaze. It's going to be 1/1. And the follow-up is a Chain Lightning. So he's just firing down the creatures.
Well, that's fine at this stage because he needs to keep that Batterskull off the table. I don't like the way that he ordered that because if Corey has Daze, Jeremy's just dead. But Corey did not, and so we're playing on.
It's a Meddling Mage. We will get confirmation on what that is naming in just a moment. And it does name Price of Progress, a good choice, I think. There's a copy of Sulfuric Vortex off the top for Burke. A big draw there.
Yeah, and Corey, I think, wants to try to find a Daze or something to answer this if he can.
They found a couple copies of Lightning Bolt instead.
2 bolts is very nice. I mean, if this is gonna be a race, those are the kind of tools that Corey needs to be able to fight on Jeremy's axis.
Looks like Batterskull is going to go back. That ship has sailed. Brainstorm does resolve, as does the Vortex. You see Burkhart's hand here. 2 copies of Lightning Bolt and a Meddling Mage. Vortex trigger. Burkhart's down to 11. And we'll draw Scalding Tarn. An attack for 2 is going to put Burke down to 14. It's a Meddling Mage. We'll see what this one names.
I would name either Searing Blood or Fire Blast, I think.
Fire Blast it is. So Fire Blast and Price of Progress are off. And Sulfuric Vortex hits Burke this time. He goes on a 12. The draw, we didn't get a great look at it. This is a Swiftspear. Quite poor right now.
Well, if Jeremy has a follow-up spell, it can be okay. If Jeremy does not, it's much worse.
See Burkhart doing a little bit of math. How can he deal the most damage? Does not sacrifice the fetch land. Now he will on the upkeep.
So that's 10. That sacrificing of the fetch land is a big deal here because now he goes from, 11 to 10, and with a Vortex in play, even amounts of damage is really significant. Now, with that said, he has cut off Jeremy's most reliable sources of even amounts of damage, which are Price of Progress and Fire Blast. So the point doesn't matter as much as it seems on the surface, but still, you never know what the point of damage is that's going to end up killing you in this matchup.
Going to draw a card. There's a Vortex effect here. Burkhart going to go down to 8. Drew a copy of Swords. In for 4. Burke will take some damage here.
It's possible that the trigger got missed there by Jeremy.
Yep. Pass the turn back. We'll take 2. Ponder the draw. In. It's 8 to 4. Yep, that's going to do it. Corey Burkhart going to win this match over Jeremy Burke. 2-1. Jeskai Delver does take down Burn. And for the youngster that you were friends with, he is now 5-0.
Great start. He said he felt this deck was really powerful. I think in that match, Jeremy never really clearly defined what role he was trying to take. Was he trying to burn Corey out? Was he trying to play to the board? And you can't split the difference when you're playing Burn. You got to pick something, and for better or for worse, follow it all the way to the finish line.
Might be time for Corey to get a haircut. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. Like I said, I used to have that look myself.
There's got to be a lot of upkeep with that, right?
No, in fact, that's the reason you have a haircut like that, is because there's no upkeep. You just shower, you just get and shake your head out like a dog, or that's how I used to handle it back in the day, and then you go out and go about your business.
Is it hot? A lot of hair up there.
Is it hot?
A lot of hair.
I mean, it's a little bit warmer, but not by that much.
Sleeping a pain at all?
Not that I can remember.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I can't really do that with my hair, so.
Right. Yeah. No, this is we don't share this problem, and we never have. And now that I can't grow my hair out like that again, we'll never share it for another reason.
That's true.